Hi, welcome back to our second day of overviewing the PSAT test. We'll be answering a second question. Yesterday, if you remember, the topic was why take the PSAT. Today, we'll answer another specific, more targeted question of what is a National Merit Scholar and how does that affect me? The National Merit Scholarship Program has been around since 1955, and it's grown to approximately 1.5 million high school students entering the program each and every year. So, how do you figure out whether or not you even qualify to be a National Merit Scholar? Well, it begins with something called a selection index, and a selection index is actually a pretty simple calculation. You can go back to your previous tests on the PSAT that you may have taken your 8th grade year, freshman, sophomore, if you're a junior this year, and you can look and do a quick calculation to decide where you fall in the matrix. The selection index combines the reading, math, writing, and language portions of the test. It takes those three, adds them together, and takes that sum and doubles it. And then the number that you're left with is called your selection score. So each state has a different set of testers, so they may have a different level where they consider to be their cut score. In Texas, the last 3 years, the cut scores have been 219, 221, and 221. So it's a pretty safe bet that this year's score will be somewhere in that range. It could be a little bit lower or it could be just a little higher. All of that depends on the students taking the test and the scores that they get. So what does that score of 221 in Texas means? It means of the 1.74 million student testers that have taken it, you fall within the top 50,000 testers, or roughly the top 3%. You'll be recognized as a commended scholar. From here, it gets even more competitive, but commended scholars are a wonderful thing to put on your college resume. It's a wonderful thing to have colleges to consider for scholarship purposes. It helps you when you're making your own private applications for scholarships or even local applications for scholarships. So of that 50,000, it gets whittled down to the top 1%. And that top 1% will be comprised of roughly 16,000 students. Those 16,000 are considered to be semifinalists. And the semifinalists will be the pool that we get to our finalists from. Of the 16,000, 15,000 will make the cut and actually become National Merit finalists. Now, it's at the finalist level that you begin to qualify for some of the bigger money. And of that group of finalists, roughly half of them will receive the award of being $2,500 per year to attend their university, as well as whatever other awards come, not from the National Merit Program, but from the prestige of being a National Merit semifinalist, finalist, commended scholar, or any of these titles that you can win. So the short answer to what is a National Merit Scholar, it's a golden ticket. If you're able to get to this level, and it's a very doable level for many of you. If you're in that cut score somewhere in the 190s, preparation can help. Mindset can help, and actually getting yourself a little bit ready both mentally and physically to take the test, because it is kind of a long distance test rather than a sprint. But all of this preparation that you can do in a relatively short period of time can help you ratchet up there. And even if you don't make it into the National Merit Scholar Program, doing well on the PSAT, as we talked about in yesterday's lesson, can really be a good foothold into getting yourself a good place at a good school. So tomorrow we'll bring you some more information. This one we'll talk about how you can start to get familiar with how the PSAT works and how you can develop a study plan that works best for you.